It was mid-July, right in the heart of summer, when the HOA made their boldest move yet. They had towed my generator, my lifeline during long summer days when the ranch demanded constant power to run irrigation systems, security systems, and refrigeration for livestock feed. Karen, the ever-assertive HOA president, claimed that the generator's placement violated community guidelines. What she didn't realize, however, was that the generator was not just a convenience. It was essential infrastructure for my property, and any interference would have immediate consequences. I discovered the towing when I went to start the generator for a morning irrigation check. Its absence immediately triggered alerts from the ranch's automated systems. Sensors detected failing pumps, power surges, and low water flow for cattle. The consequences of the HOA's unauthorized action were serious. Livestock, crops, and overall property operations were at risk. I knew I had to act quickly, not just to recover the generator, but to send a clear message that such overreach would not be tolerated. First, I contacted the towing company, which reluctantly revealed that the HOA had requested the removal. I immediately provided documentation proving the generator's placement was fully within my property rights. Tensions escalated when the company insisted they were simply following orders from the HOA. I calmly reminded them that unauthorized towing of essential equipment could result in liability, and they agreed to release the generator immediately. While retrieving the generator, I began planning my response to the HOA. Karen clearly expected that removing the generator would cause inconvenience and pressure me into compliance with her demands. What she didn't anticipate, however, was that I could turn her interference into leverage. I decided on a strategy that would directly affect the HOA. The generator controlled critical power circuits tied to municipal water contracts servicing the HOA community during peak summer use. By temporarily suspending power to their recreational facilities, sprinkler systems, and water pumps, I demonstrated the tangible consequences of interfering with my property. Within minutes, HOA residents noticed interruptions, and Karen herself was in a panic, demanding immediate restoration. I responded with clarity and authority. Karen, any interference with my property, equipment, or operations will result in direct consequences. You chose to tow the generator illegally. Now you are witnessing the results. Restore respect for property rights, and this will not escalate further. The HOA was forced to comply. Not only was the generator returned and operational, but Karen and her board were officially warned that any further unauthorized actions would result in legal action, fines, and potential criminal charges. I documented every step of the incident: towing records, communications with the HOA, video footage, and system logs, ensuring an unassailable record for any future disputes. Neighbors, who had previously been intimidated by Karen, began to see the full scope of her overreach and the consequences of interfering with property owned by someone prepared and legally protected. Her reputation took a significant hit as it became clear that her attempts to assert authority over the generator were not only illegal but also reckless. In the following weeks, I upgraded the generator's security further, adding reinforced enclosures, motion sensors, and remote alerts to prevent future attempts at removal. I also clarified with local authorities and municipal contracts that the generator's operation and placement were fully authorized and protected by law. Karen's ability to interfere was now effectively neutralized. By the end of the summer, the ranch's operations were running smoothly, the generator fully operational, and the HOA completely aware that any future attempts at interference would meet immediate legal and practical consequences. Karen had learned once again that property rights, backed by preparation, technology, and legal authority, cannot be undermined by arrogance or entitlement. The generator became more than just a piece of equipment. It became a symbol of resilience, preparedness, and the tangible consequences of overreach. The HOA's audacity had failed spectacularly, and my property, my family, and my operations remained fully secure.